welcome back to Talk O'Clock, another fine installation. It's your boy Halo here.
Ah, shit, I had the cough right there. You already know who it is. It's your boy. I'm not gonna say my name, because you already know it's your boy. What? That's my intro. That's my intro.
Yeah, no, yes, because you know who it already is. It's just gonna say fucking right on the fucking screen.
Because you already know who it is.
Yeah, it's just gonna say on the fucking screen.
There are multiple spoken language defaults on this call. What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry about that. You know, we speak in various language.
We're speaking Russian. Asuka bliata.
Fuck,
What?
bro. Now the Russians are gonna be after us.
Asuka bliata.
Oh, rest in peace, Cole. He fucking died.
SMH. My head. My head be like,
I was gonna say that's one thing. Can we just appreciate on how quickly like TikTok died?
But the ads still keep going on though.
I was gonna say yeah, like the app just fell off the face of like the populace, but somewhere out there's a content creator going, I'm making fucking big bank from this company.
His life be like,
Yeah, no, I mean, look at the furry war and things when they done that. Look how fucking how that place boomed. Because one, you had the joke people, you know, obviously going in there just have a bit of a piss about. You had the serious people who were, you know, actually seriously fighting, and then you had the, you know, the serious and the Joker furries, and then you had the serious and the Joker gamers, and then you'd have like the mixed match of like gamer furries as well. It's a very delicate thing.
for real. My life be like,
But it changed so differently, you know, from it being so retro. I mean, look at Vine. I mean, we glossed over this last episode, but might as well gloss over it again. Look at Vine.
Find 2 electric boogaloo.
Yo, Bite guys, bro, get Bite. Bite gonna be coming out, bro. I'm gonna directly tweet Dan Hoffman once this is out, and I'm gonna fucking put the timestamp in and everything.
Bro, get bite.
Bro, yeah. Even though it's not out, hey yo, Dan Hoffman, hook us up with the beta, bro. Hook us up, long
For
time
real.
Vine users, bro.
No
I still
cat.
like. I've got to the point where I'll even search by oldest video funny Vine compilations on YouTube. That's when you know. You never get that anywhere else. Until you sort by oldest video on, you know, type in funny Vine compilation.
August 2013.
You know, them shits be blowing up back then. And then you look at them now, and then you can see
They're hella losing popularity.
it's.
But now there's TikToks that radiate the same energy as Vine.
Yeah, like things with the same name and things like that. I like seeing the TikTok videos, but again, they still don't carry it's the ironic meme ones, I think, which are the best, because you'd have dudes like punching their phones, you know, like running and jumping on their phones and things, or you know,
Not like-
someone
like
saying
the-
something really serious.
Not like the overplayed TikTok ads that just show up.
So you just kind of like steer away from them ones. I was listening to a music mix, right? Uh,
Uh,
and I think YouTube should do something about, because you know how it plays two ads.
mhm.
So just imagine this: you're listening to a 2 hour music mix, right? It's good music, but the way the ads are positioned is halfway through the song, and you're holding your controller, or you're holding a controller of some sort. So you're listening to music, you're playing your game. Midway, you can't skip the song because your hands are elsewhere. So you have to go through 2 advertisements or risk losing whatever you're doing to skip a fucking ad. To
And they're
this,
both TikTok ads.
yeah, no, that actually happened to me earlier today, and it got to the point where I remember just going onto Opera settings and just turning on ad block. That's how much it irked the fuck out of me.
Mhm.
The only reason why I don't use ad block, would most people would, is because of the fact that I just don't care about seeing ads. But if you're one of those sites what are gonna bitch at me for having ad block on, and then when I turn ad block off, your site's got over 200 fucking ads, you can go shove that right up your fucking arsehole, and I'm not reading whatever I was gonna read on it.
Mhm.
Like, oh, where to find this one character in this one, like for, oh, he's a secret loot vendor and things. So I hit the link. To view this page, you must turn your ad blocker off. Me.
Yeah, I'm not reading on
Why?
your site.
Yeah, no, that's what I do. As soon as I get something like that, if it's not something really important, I'll just click off of it. Be like, yeah, fuck you. Which kind of brings me on to, because you know how Bungie has freed themselves with Activision, they're now actually doing cross save.
What's that mean?
You can select a handful of characters, let's say by platform. You've got the 3 platforms are available to make your characters cross save. Is your PlayStation, Xbox, and BattleNet. Because obviously Bungie ain't with Activision anymore, that means they don't have access to or have any power with BattleNet anymore. So what they're doing is, whilst they've got the time, they're getting people to merge or sync with crossplay,
Mhm.
so then they can bring their saves anyway. This is also quite useful for me because, as you know, I used to play the game, and I wouldn't mind buying the PC copy of the game because I got the Blizzard, I got the Steam one, or not Steam, BattleNet one for free when they was doing it for free.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of being able to play with like one set of characters on any other platform. This again is useful for me because I don't have to start from afresh. I don't have to go through the same shit. But the one thing that irks me is when people are like, or no, so going back to finding secret characters and things, secret vendor characters. So this was the first time in a while I booted up my Destiny 2, and I was like, okay, it's this was just I think the day before yet. No, this was literally yesterday. And I was like, okay, I want to see where this vendor is because he's selling this one gun, which looks quite cool. So I go to the place where he's at, look through all these things, and he's selling the gun. I press A on the gun, to which it then opens a prompt for me to buy the fucking DLC. What's the point of forcing me to buy a fucking DLC when all I wanted to do was get the gun? What's the fucking point? Like if I wanted the DLC, yeah, I could get it. But I think I think even in Destiny 1, uh, you could have you can buy the DLC weapons, and you won't be able to use them until you got that DLC, which would have been a lot more of an acceptable use for it. You know, you can actually go around to the place, buy that gun, and then just put it in storage until you get the DLCs. But nope.
SMH.
The way people like make things is, well, the way they'll exploit people out of cash. You know, something like that.
Bruh.
I mean, in the same way, it follows the same formula with Roblox. You know,
Yeah.
you want a cool gun? You want a cool gun? Well, fuck you.
Pay for those.
30 Robux.
You gotta pay for that shit, like.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
SMH.
The thing is with microtransactions and shit now is they're going a bit over the top, and especially when it comes to places like Roblox. Let's give our creators the control over how much their things should be, and let's not
Yes.
have them have a limit either, so they can pay, make people pay whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want.
Like 9 million for like a shirt.
Which is like
Stupid.
the exact same shirt. You can literally go on the fucking search menu and sort by price, and for a grand fucking fraction, you can get one for like 5 Robux. Or you got the people selling shirts for like 2-3 Robux a pop, and I'm like, this is what I mean. What's the fucking point? I think they should regulate the content somehow.
Yeah.
They need to.
I like the fact that somebody can die in a game and like say they're on Xbox, they want to like press A and then they accidentally buy something that's like 5 billion like Roblox. Like it's retarded.
Look at what, a handful of months ago we were playing Roblox together. I was streaming that day. We was playing obbies, and the way they positioned the pad to purchase something was directly at the. As soon as you jumped on that platform, so as soon as you walked forward, you would press A. So obviously that would bring up the payment menu, and obviously you're trying to jump, so you'd press A again. Boom. That's just charged you money. That's why I think Microsoft should also do something about it. Yes, this sounds like I'm just like a parent complaining, but for the sake of saving my cash, your cash, your mum's cash, your dad's cash, whoever is, paying,
Yeah.
it makes fucking no sense on how like some people will just go this, and I'm like, why? The one thing I don't understand as well is email spam lists.
I hate them so much. I
Like
get so many
spam
spams
calls.
from I get so many spams from like colleges that like I never even heard of.
Like, I'm looking through my things right now. Like, these people think they're a real fucking. I find it funny how email companies of like faking big companies, you would expect they would scan the email and go, "That's actually fraudulent. Let's terminate their account."
Nope.
But obviously, no. We declined your credit card. Haha, I don't have one which actually has money on, so you can't do shit. Like, some of the emails you would expect should be actually fucking removed from the sending list before it even comes by. I mean, yeah, it takes a little bit extra processing power, but it would help people who are easier gullible, old people, kids, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the sake of, let's say you just made your kid an email account because of the fact of, he wants to play Roblox, he wants to play Minecraft, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he's playing Minecraft, or he's got his email open because he's just signed up to Club Penguin or Habbo Hotel, something like that, right? So he's checked in his emails,
Habbo Hotel.
right? So he opens up his phone or his emails. He opens up. He doesn't see an email in his inbox. So he scrolls down in spam, and
Mm.
you'd see something like Emma just sent you a heart or something like that. And then so he would click on it, expecting it, and before you know it, he's he's got some sort of virus on his computer, and that's going to be that's it for a meme.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I don't understand with mail lists, or not mail lists, but spam lists and the spam filter anyway, is half of the shit I actually sign up for, I don't receive emails. But when I check my spam, really important emails are in there. Like, you'd expect they'd do something about that. Why put an official company in the spam list? I'd understand it, right, if they send you a lot of emails frequently. Like maybe something like Twitch or like something else of Twitch, which would email you when one of your favorite when someone's live. That makes sense. But what isn't making sense is deleting or putting things in spam when it's from a trusted company. I rarely check my spam because of the fact of it's spam. What's the point of checking it? The only time I check it is when I'm trying to sign up for something and it tells me to check my spam. You sign up to a chat place, you sign up to I think it happened with me in Roblox. Just trying to sign up to Roblox, didn't see my email, checked spam, and it was there. And I was like, what fucking spam filters? They need to improve on shit. That's what they really need to do.
Really though.
It just stumps me. How? How can you fucking the most important email provider fuck up that bad? I don't understand this. The the people when they're like, oh, it's say Generation Z talk and things like that. It makes literally no fucking sense.
True.
Apparently, the first crime in space was committed the other day. A leading astronaut denies accusations of identity theft and improper access to her ex-partner's private financial records. I wonder how bad the internet is at fucking... Oh my god. Anti-sex toilets. Anti-sex toilets will soak users with water jets and sound alarm. Right. Now, I can kind of see this going wrong. Because it says the toilets will have a weight-sensitive floor to make sure only one person is using a cubicle each time. Now, you can kind of see where this can go wrong almost immediately.
Yeah.
Let's say a parent and child. Obviously, your parent takes a child into the bathroom. Because that's how it goes, you know, a little kid. Someone's got to mentor the little kid. Someone's got to make sure the kid's okay and safe.
Mhm.
What about people with guide dogs, you know? Yeah, that might not be anything, but think about it, you know, that dog, it's a dog. Think about caretakers and things. You know, they've got a special someone who needs caretaking. They need
sit
no
on the
toilet.
toilet with me.
Yeah, they sit down because the floor is the weight, the pressure sensitive part. So it's not the toilet measuring it; it's how many people it can feel. So two
That's
people in,
dumb.
spray water and sound alarm. So this is the other thing as well as what if you're fat? What if you're heavy? You're naturally heavy or fat.
True.
Motherfucker, you ain't going for a shit. That man went in for a shit and came out so like he fucking walked 2 miles. I just don't understand. What would it kind of thing? It kind of reminds me of the. Kind of reminds me of the anti-man spreading chairs they made. Well, not made, but it's a conversation piece, really.
Yeah.
You know the easiest way to make them useless? You turn the chair around the other way.
Oh shit.
Take that. What you gonna do now? You can't. We've just reverse engineered something what probably took years in the fucking making. You wanna know how? Using our arms. We've used our motor functions to make something fucking useless.
True.
The thing is, as well, I, I, I greatly cannot get my head around how some people can believe or get offended over manspreading or believe manspreading's a real thing.
I just hate how.
Yes, it exists, but we have the tools to procreate between our legs. They are outside our body. If you didn't read, they need to be outside. One, because the phallus has to be inside. Fuck this.
No, just like
The
okay.
penis has to go in the vagina. That's how, right? Insemination, penetration, things like that, right? And the testicles need to be outside the human body, but to maintain optimal temperature and be cool. That's That's how they go. It just the we have things between our legs. You don't. Yeah, we might have to take up a little bit more space, but you have to acknowledge we're not you.
Exactly.
I mean, you can even ask trans people, and they would probably say the same thing. Because they've got shit between their legs, they need to, one, not squish them, two, not make them heat up, three, to remain comfortable. And not just that, but remember, some people have thicker thighs than normal people. Whether or not, it's from being fat or just being more thicker in thighs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they need to take up more space to, again, make sure their crotch region is okay. You find it ironic how once we give everyone the internet, stupid shit like this happens.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the LGBT, that's already been before the internet, right? But it was seen as more of like a, you can do it, but no one's really going to give a shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's been doing its own thing, and you can kind of say it had a boom on the internet, but I mean, it's just been growing anyway, because the fact of, society and people thinking.
Yeah.
But then you got people who are over the top on the internet, like they're anti-vaccination people and shit like that. That's when I kind of think the internet kind of needs to deal with anti-vaxxers in a way, or at least teach them facts. Get someone to at least teach them facts. Look at that one woman who claimed that having, what is it? I can't remember what vaccination. She claimed that after that it made a disabled walk funny.
She's retarded.
But you want to know the kicker to it?
But
She put it on for the show. She's actually a normal person.
bro.
So she isn't retarded. She had it, but she's a functional human being. Because I'm pretty sure, like a week or a couple of days after that episode or that segment on the news aired, people obviously got to work on making things, and lo and behold, they were like, "Well, look at that! Just putting on for the show." It makes no sense, And whilst we're all on this medical shit, we can also bring up 5G.
Shit's not unsafe.
People, I just can't get my head around how moronic some people are. And their Facebook groups and things. I get it if you're old and you're gullible. Yeah, you might be in your 60s, 70s, and you read it and you're like, oh, that's not right. But anyone below the age of 50 who's got a fucking working skull and a chromosome, say, you can look at something and read it on the internet and go, you can judge that it's true or false. Unless you're a single mum whose name is Shanice or something, then fuck you.
Yeah.
Spreading misinformation. But it's like, oh wow, look at this. Using the phone or using your phone gives you cancer. Oh, 5G is gonna give you cancer. This has been happening ever since GPRS came out.
Mm-hmm.
but no one really gave a shit because no one thought of it. Because they GPRS, it wasn't shit. 2G came around, everyone was like, it's not bad because it's slow. 3G came out, again worked on people. Oh, that's a bit unhealthy for you. I mean, if you was to do it every day on like the same phone call for like 8 hours, it could be. 4G, they said the same thing but more dangerous. But wait for it, 5G. Apparently, it will microwave your brain. Do you know how a fucking microwave works?
Like, what the hell?
A phone isn't a microwave, that's for fucking sure.
It's literally so unharmless. Like, it's like the opposite of ionizing. Like, someone pointed it out. Like, it doesn't ionize like shit at all.
Like, I just don't understand how people can believe that it's so harmful. We have companies to put us first over the technology, and then they'll approve it.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously do this because we are human. Me and you are human. Everyone on this planet who is sentient enough to speak some sort of language is human, right?
Exactly.
And they've all, got working brains. And so, with the FCC and things like that, they make sure the devices we use, iPhones, Androids, car radios, any piece of technology is usually approved by them to say it's okay, it's safe for humans to use.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, if you was on your phone like 24/7, always on your phone, not using headphones, a headset. And that's the other thing. People are like, oh, don't use. Look at when people were like, guys, don't use the AirPods. They give you cancer.
They're retarded.
Like, same thing. The FCC, they were like, safe. They tested it. They tested it more. They done everything with it and went, it's safe.
It's literally just like wearing two Bluetooth headsets that people used to wear all the time in 2005.
I was gonna say, did people kind of forget, like, I bet you the people who are like that are just either A, jealous because of the fact of something like that surpassed the old technology, or B, they're just angry because of the fact of something from the 2000s has came back and shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
I find it funny how no one screamed and complained about Bluetooth earpieces like what fucking 15 years ago. No one screamed or complained. No one
Yep.
went, they're dangerous. We shouldn't use them. No one fucking did. You wanna know why? Because nobody fucking cared.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. With every year on the internet, the more I realize some people are just fucking gullible idiots. I mean, look at YouTube drama, for example. This one YouTuber said something bad about me. Now I'm gonna make false allegations against him with this fake evidence I just made. and then everyone would believe that, and then some. It's it kind of reminds me of the whole like. Remember the Kiro the Wolf dude?
Hmm.
For the dude who's allegedly in like zoophilian, bestiality things.
Yeah.
It's like that in a way because people exposed him with screenshots were allegedly fake, but it turns out the screenshots were real. But the video, of him doing things with an allegedly dead dog was not him because he didn't have any tattoos or anything of the marks with him. It can be perceived many ways, but it can show you that some people are fucking gullible idiots.
Exactly.
And the other thing is, some people can just be really petty over the pettiest of things. Like, the same thing goes for the furry fandom. Some of them are really fucking petty. Not naming names, but if you're fucking listening to this, I know you're a little petty fucking bastard. I'm talking to you.
Someone's yo.
What?
Someone added me on Facebook with the name Apple Pie Diabetes.
I just don't understand. Like I say, some of the people are really petty, and you get the petty people in a fandom, but then you get a whole fucking Discord server full of the petty fuckers, and that's it. Or should I say, pet fuckers?
They're all
See what I did
retarded.
there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like no harm to them, because some of the servers, some of the communities actually in that sub communities in that community are actually really nice people. But some of them, just some of them. Imagine, right, having a server. You've built this server from the ground up. You spent meticulous hours with you and your friends, maybe a few other friends and some random people you spoke to before who are good admins. And you go, right, guys, I've just built this server. I've spent time to make a base frame for it. I need you guys to come in to help me make something. Make something good. You know, put the channels down. Make a theme. So this is a crucial step for when you make your server. You know,
Hmm.
if you want to dedicate to furry porn, please read the Discord terms of service. A reference to the terms of service before you go. Okay, I've made the channels. Here's an invite link for you to put on your, social medias and advertise the shit out of it. Because remember, if you don't base your stuff off the terms of service, or to at least get some sort of inspiration, and the other thing, right, just because you are the owner, that doesn't mean you can break the rules. I just don't understand how people can think, I'm the owner, I can break my rules. So the people who post, an SFW in the safe for work part of a chat. It just mind boggling.
Yeah.
As a server owner, it's you who makes it. Whatever happens in that server, you are responsible. If you've read the terms of service and guidelines, it specifically states anything that happens in that server, whether or not that's really big, you, as the server owner, are responsible.
Well, I can play GTA 5 mobile according to Facebook.
Fucking GTA 5 mobile.
Apparently.
Just fucking epic, my dude.
Really dope.
I was gonna say that's the one thing. Can we just appreciate the Wish ads you'd see on Facebook?
Wish.
Like, you see the weird like bondage kits being sold and shit. But then you always think, right? If you're gonna at least sell sex toys on something like Wish, instead of them actually being really like cheap, shouldn't you at least push the price up a bit more? Because it has to be approved to be used internally of a human being. You have to make sure that it's the right silicons and things, you know? Because, you know, if it's not free of a certain silicon or some bullshit like that, you are going to have an unpleasant allergic reaction.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
And that's it. You're not going to have a good night, let's say that. That's why some dude I was talking to was like, oh, I should get some. And I said to him, if you're going to at least buy something, at least go from an official retailer of them. Yeah, it might be a bit more expensive, but at least you're paying for the quality of the product. I do not trust Wish. I don't trust AliExpress. Because the fact of you're only going to get cheap off brands of things which are going to be unsafe, or you're going to gamble off, and you're going to get something which is somewhat decent but shit at the same time. Like one YouTuber, he done a video of him completely building a computer of pieces, I think, of either Wish or AliExpress. But his budget per item, I think, was £35 each. So he can only go up to £35. And
Yeah.
that's it. And the shit they sold on Wish and AliExpress, the GPU was like some fake GPU. Obviously branded as I think an AMD or something. But the dude checked it on eBay, and you could, I think the GPU was like 34 quid. But on eBay, obviously second hand, £22.
Bruh.
So you would get an official GPU, which was used by someone, obviously, but just probably thrown aside because they got an upgrade, for a fraction of the price, which would run a lot more better because of the fact that it's an official card. So at the end of the dude ran 3D Mark and things. The 3D acceleration portion never worked because the card never actually had the 3D accelerated graphics support. The card, it was even listed on the testing software as fake. But it gets, yeah, I mean, it's like, what's the point of buying something from Wish, from AliExpress? You can go on a fucking eBay, right? Even eBay sells sex toys.
Well, obviously, eBay sells pretty much everything.
But in that sense of, you're going to probably have a better time buying some used sex toy, like, you know, from a different manufacturing line, from eBay, because one, you can see real user reviews. You can see if they're a trusted seller. You can see the item description.
Which is just like, oh, you buy these, oh.
And that's what I mean. At least with if you buy it secondhand or, you know, from eBay, you can see if it's listed as, you know, Silicon 3, things like that. So you can actually know whatever you're buying is safe for you to use. fuck it, I got a Subaru pin from eBay. Like a genuine retro 2004, I think, Subaru pin for like $2.99.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cool thing to collect because obviously these things don't come up as much. But it just pisses me off how you can go under Wish and buy something extremely cheap, which you know isn't going to be the real thing. Same thing, I'm pretty sure one of them bought a fuck machine from Wish. Like an actual machine, what, does that. And they said, you're much better off buying one from a real one what specializes in, because you don't know what that machine's made out of. You don't know if it's made out of high quality parts, especially if you're going to be using it a lot. And if you was at least going to buy something which does something like that, just buy the fucking real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't save your fucking, or don't try and save your money buying some fucking thing off some shitty retailer. Don't. Like, I wouldn't trust myself buying any sort of computer part from AliExpress or Wish. Yeah, there's a very low chance that you might actually get something really decent out of it. What was it when Linus went on AliExpress?
Yeah.
And they actually got away with, what, a 5 gig NVIDIA card, which was sold in China?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how like unlikely it is. But if you're going to, if you struck like that, if you strike some sort of like that, that's cool. But if you ain't, then you got a problem, and you need to justify it quickly. The lesson would probably be buy from the actual retailer, or one that's authorized as a retailer of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may be a bit awkward buying a vibrator for yourself or a partner, right? Walking into like Victoria's Secret, places like that. But think about it as this. Would you rather lose your dignity going into a store buying something of high quality, or buy something extremely cheap, possibly very untrustworthy, on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you lose all self-dignity by going into a store and getting one, or going online to buy something cheaper, which God knows what might happen? The other thing would probably be the more concerning and the more worrying thing as well, you might say, is the vibrating sex toys, which you could buy off Wish. Let that sink in for a moment, right? And how dangerous would that be?
Yeah. Where did this conversation go?
Let's talk a clock, mate. And that's how it goes. But you get what I mean? It's because you're not buying it from an official retailer. I mean, fuck it. You could even go online and buy a much higher quality one. Fuck it. You can go onto Amazon and buy one for maybe a little bit extra, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like either one of the most bought things or one of the highest rated things. Yeah, it might cost maybe a couple of dollars extra, but throw some extra dollars at quality. At least with, the ones you like from Amazon and just anything like that, you're much safer with them. The main concern of, anything which vibrates, which people would stick inside them, especially from something like Wish, AliExpress, what is it made out of? What did that company make that out of? And then you run the risk of, oh, I'm having a great time with this. Something feels hot inside me. Something feels very hot inside me. Before realizing the thing fucking exploded. Or caught fire. This is like the concerns that most people don't realize.
Yeah.
So the easiest way to sum it up is, if you're going to buy something which involves anything for that fucking matter, don't use Wish or AliExpress. Don't use any fucking places what allegedly cut down. Yeah, you could be one of those people and go, but I use Honey to get my discounts, mate. Mate. Some places in the world might not use Honey, or the codes might not be for that region.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other thing what was like Honey? But then it died. Linus advertised it a bit, but then that kind of fell off the face of the universe.
Oh, I forgot.
Because there's a good handful of YouTubers who were like, oh yeah, use this one. And then like Honey just kind of came out of nowhere. So that's what I mean. It's kind of like a sketch business, really. A free browser extension, you say, but what does it really do?
Bro, is hacking.
That's what I mean. Is it silently mining Bitcoin? This is the things what people don't actually say. Is it actually mining Bitcoin or actually voicing concern like that? And the other greater issue would be, it tracks you wherever you go on the internet. You go on Google, it'll see you're on Google. You know, you go into a site with a payment portal. It knows you're on that payment portal. If there isn't anything eerie about that, then you've got something wrong with you. That's why I wouldn't trust an extension like that, because it knows and actively follows you. And obviously someone who has access to that information knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Game over for you. I haven't drank almost the entire fucking episode.
Bro.
I had some good dinner though. You know, when you order an Indian, you know, that's when you know you actually enjoy yourself. Good old curry. Just fancied one of them, you know. Anyway, is there anything you want to touch on?
Nah, not really.
I was gonna say there was this one fucking piece of news I read like earlier today, but I never actually like. Well, give me a second. Let me try and find it again. That was one thing. I don't understand why people gave such a big shit over Tumblr going. Not even Tumblr going, but you know, when people are like, "Oh my god, guys, it's the end of Tumblr. It's the end of bloody blah blah." Because all they done was get rid of the not safe for work bit, and it still technically exists. You just need to actually use your eyes. There's many other places, buddy, which specialize in not safe for work stuff. And before you ask, oh, but I could ask someone to get it for me. You can send someone a message and it'll be like, hey, can I have sexy hot lesbians? The way I fucking done that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I would like to see size difference lizards, please. But I want them lesbian. And then this poor fucker out there who runs that Tumblr account has then got to trudge through thousands upon thousands of posts, nitpicking them.
Bro.
You could alleviate that time, because sometimes, you know, obviously they're human, they have a life. You check their, you know, their account. You send them a message, they get back with maybe, if you're lucky, a couple of hours to a couple of days.
Mm.
So whilst you're waiting, you could go on to places that distribute porn or even art. You know, you got Fur Affinity 6, Image Fap, uh, fucking Rule 34, right, and more. There's even Google. You can even fucking Google it, and it'd omit the results to you. And then you can be like, oh, here's that one sexy hot lesbian lady of a lizard. Or some shit like that. So, you're saving your time, and you're saving that dude from trudging through an art board or a porn place. Fuck it, even Pornhub exists, where people just upload slideshows of characters. Or slideshows of like, porn. So, like, what the fuck? I can't get my head around some people when they're like that.
True.
Anyway, I'd say that was a good episode.
Yeah.
Fairly progressive since it was just me and you, no eBay. So let's say, we'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed this one. This one's a bit more slower pace, obviously, because there's two people. But there was still a fair bit of talking going on.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, guys. Stay safe and have a good one. Goodbye.